Nebundi kundi wezo kumbakoro ha ka ha wee chekwa ala nsọ gị Biafra onye na Chineke na ihe kwuru anyị nkwa na omekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbagba ebe niile dị iche iche onye na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke niile echiwa n'ụbọchị nke taa anyị wee na-etoghị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọ bụla anyị a na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi nara otuto na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ise ise ise.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us this beautiful morning, afternoon and night. So I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you have joined us from. Thank you very much for being part of this program this morning. Thank you for waking up with us. This is Sunrise on Radio Biafra London, and my name is Mazi Sochima Nbanali. And today is the 24th day of November 2024, the 24th day of November 2024, and the time now is 5 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. Once more, I welcome you to this hallowed platform. I welcome you this very, very morning. It is an honor, it is a privilege to be with you here every morning from 5 to 7 a.m. Biafra time. Of course, our religion is Biafra, and it is here on Radio Biafra that we worship. This is where we conscientize ourselves. This is where we motivate ourselves. Every single day when I come here, especially since this November, since Ember period began, whenever I come here, I get surprised. I get surprised that, wow, we are already at the 24th day of November, the way time flies. And this is a reminder to you that time waits for no one. Time waits for no one. They told us, tick says the clock, tick tick. What you have to do, do quick. So what you have to do today, do it today. What you have to do tomorrow, do it tomorrow. What you have to do next week, do it next week. Yes, what you have to do next week, do it next week. Patience is also a virtue. Okay, so thank you very much for being part of this program. And right now we are streaming live on Facebook. It's been a while since we streamed on Facebook. Crazy, yes, but yeah. Today we are streaming live on Facebook. We usually do get disconnections when we stream on Facebook, but we are trying to see today if that will occur anyway today. But hopefully it will not be the case. So thank you very much for being part of this program this morning. Very soon I will be joined by our brother, the fearless evangelist, Mazi Madabuchi Wachuku. And this beautiful day we'll be talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We'll be talking about IPOB. We'll be talking about Nigeria military, of course. And perhaps the conversation will have a little bit conversation regarding Eberima, the criminal in Finland. But today, yes, that is the outline for today. And I want to remind you that you can join us on our FM radio at 102.1 FM. If you are anywhere in Biafra land, the frequency is 102.1 FM. That is the frequency. And I want to remind you that we are streaming live on satellite as well. We are streaming live on satellite. Yes, and we are also streaming live from various apps. Yeah, such as Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. Yes. So all these apps are easy to download. Just go to your app store and download them. Just go to your app store and download them. Easy, easy. Yeah, we had issues with the app, but now it is sorted. This is freedom fighting, so there are complications that can occur here and there, but we had it sorted. And then the radio is opening in various places that did not have the coverage now can attest to it that it is enjoyment all through. People are attesting that the radio has opened at various places. So it is a testament to the fact that we are determined that we go nowhere. Our only destination is Biafra. There is no other destination except Biafra. Therefore, if you are part and parcel of this struggle, if you are in one way or the other advocating for the progress of this struggle, then you must pat yourself on the back. You must understand that what your work is doing, the work that you are doing, is ricocheting. It is work that you can see. You can see the implication of what you are doing. You can see it right before your eyes. You can see that every day your effort is not for granted. Your effort, the seeds, the fruit, the seed is bringing out fruit each and every day. So that is one thing that I must say to each and everyone who has been part of this, GCK. So, the stand of IPOB is for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi. That is the stand of IPOB, and that stand will not change. The unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi and the unconditional release of Biafrans who have been kidnapped, who have been abducted by the Nigeria government, Biafrans who are languishing in various detention facilities, various dungeons. The stand of IPOB is for the unconditional release of these Biafrans. There is no other way around it. There is no other way around it except the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi and these Biafrans. You remember that Mazi Nnamdi, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was kidnapped and tortured for 8 days in Kenya. He was kidnapped on the 19th of June, 2021. And since then, Nigeria government has continued to illegally incarcerate him in the DSS dungeon, Abuja. And this is despite rulings from various courts of competent jurisdiction, both in Nigeria and outside the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. They have refused to obey their own law. They have refused to obey their own court. And we are saying enough is enough. A country cannot function without the rule of law. A country cannot function without the rule of law. And this is why Nigeria is not functional. This is why it doesn't matter what people do, how much attempt people make in order to make Nigeria work. Nigeria cannot work because the system is designed not to work. Therefore, the stand of IPOB is for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave Nigeria a solution to their problems. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came up with a workable solution, not just a mirage, not just a solution that is just something that is not practical. This is a very practical solution that will bring a permanent solution to the Nigerian problem. Rather than thank him, rather than be thankful, rather than say, yes, this is the type of a person that we need. What they did was they went to Kenya, they kidnapped him on the 19th of June 2021. They tortured him in Kenya for 8 days before they extraordinarily renditioned him to Nigeria. And since then, IPOB members, we've been fighting. Biafrans, we've been fighting. Our friends, our well-wishers, lovers of freedom all over the world, we have been fighting in order to ensure not only the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but the freedom of every Biafran that is in the DSS dungeon and the freedom of the Biafran people. The stand of IPOB is for the unconditional release of thousands of Biafrans who are illegally held by the Nigeria government at the different dungeons across the contraption called Nigeria. Nigeria government must stop the abduction. Nigeria government must stop the dehumanization. Nigeria government must stop the extrajudicial killing of our people. We are saying enough is enough. It was on the 14th of September 2017 that Nigeria government, the same zoo government, invaded the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the home of his parents, His Royal Highness Israel Okukanu. They invaded his home. They tried to assassinate him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They tried to assassinate him, and he managed to escape the assassination. He managed to escape the assassination, but at least 28 people were massacred, were mowed down at his home that day by Nigeria Army. At least 28 people were mowed down at his home on that very day by the Nigeria Army. These are people who were not armed, unarmed people. They were mowed down by the Nigeria government. And we are saying enough is enough. Not only that these people were mowed down by the Nigeria government, not only that these people were mowed down by the Nigeria government, 7 mass graves was discovered. 7 mass graves was discovered after that operation by the Nigeria Army. 7 mass graves. Yet this is a country that is asking, that is saying that it should be one. How can a country with such a character, a country that behaves in this way, want us to be a part of it? You can see that that is not workable. That cannot work. That cannot work. Those who are mounting one Nigeria are not interested in keeping Nigeria one. They are not interested in the least in keeping Nigeria one. So this morning, once more, I want to thank you for being here this morning, for being part of this program. And this morning we'll have a candid conversation. Very soon I will be introducing our brother Mazi Madabuchi Wachuku, and then we will take it there. We'll take the conversation to. It's going to be very informative, I must tell you. It's going to be very, very informative, I must tell you. So, you must come close to your listening device this morning. We will be talking about a whole lot of, we'll be discussing a whole lot of issues. We'll be talking about IPOB, we'll be talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we'll be talking about Nigeria Army. And I want to first of all read what Mazi Chinasanworu wrote. And he says, thanks to IPOB media, their consistent media activities for the past months against criminals, kidnappers, infiltrators, and agent provocateurs really paid off well. Some might not understand what has transpired. The IPOB media sensitization approach is gold and must be studied in future. In couple of months ago, instruction was given to them to engage in the brutal media war against the enemies of Biafra. Okay, let me take it again. It says, couple of months ago, instruction was given to them to engage in the brutal media war against enemies of Biafra struggle, and on the process, they completely separated the chaff from the wheat, and those concerned got the signal on who is who within the Biafra agitation. People don't know many of these criminals in Biafra have been caught, and many are on the run, and most of them could not hide under Biafra agitation anymore to commit crimes. However, there are also people you will kill and brag about, and their spirit will bring you down. Mazi Sochima Nbanali. They brag and dance on the social media for your death. Today, some are being served breakfast behind bars. Some already had their last lunch and dinner, and some have no place to hide in order to relax. The fight for the restoration of Biafra is on. I told them, we have ears, and we hear every noise around us. Some people think speaking is silver, but for me, listening is gold. Okay, so this is to say, yeah, we are doing a wonderful job. And this is also to encourage us, for us to not relent. Because when things like this is said, it is for us not to relent. It is for us to redouble our effort. It is for us to put in more effort into what we are doing. And on this note, I want to thank our people for the contributions that we are making so far towards the Eastern Security Network. Yes, we need the Eastern Security Network to be at maximum production, at maximum production. And how will we get them there? It is through the funding, through funding their activities, which is the protection of our land, the protection of Biafra land, the protection of our farms, to ensure that we can go to farms without any kind of fear, without feeling uncomfortable, without thinking, what if, what if? No. This is why we need to protect our land. This is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up the Eastern Security Network. You understand that GMO is not good for you. GMO is a no-no. GMO is a no-no. And how will we stop ourselves from getting entangled in this GMO issue, eating it and all of that? It is by planting our own, the one that we are sure of. And we will not be able to plant that unless we provide the necessary tools for the Eastern Security Network. Unless we provide the necessary tools for the Eastern Security Network. So GMO is a no-no in our land. All of these efforts, all of this is a way to get us working in we talk about Biafra, we talk about how wonderful it is going to be. But we do not think about the work that is needed. The work that is needed to make Biafra that wonderful thing. I say no ofe maramma no we go buria. You understand? Ofe maramma owe go buria. For Biafra to be that wonderful, that beautiful place, it needs work. And today, the work has already started. The work has begun. The question is this morning, are you going to ask yourself, what are you doing about it? If you are a pastor, what are you doing about it? Are you rather sending money to Europe, sending money to Britain, than bringing that money that they gave you to give to God by giving it to God? And how do you give it to God? by putting it in the protection of the lives and properties of those that gave it to you. By contributing to ESN, you are protecting the lives and properties of those who are even giving it to you. It is common sense. There are things that are very, very important. Your life is very, very important to us. So let's listen to this clip about GMO, and then before I introduce our brother Mazi Madabuchi.
And I come from an organization that is called Zimbabwe Anti-Sanctions Movement. Now, the relevance of Southern Africa being involved in this particular meeting is that we are the victims of this GMO. And the reason we are victims is that South Africa was the first country on the African continent to accept GMOs. And when they accepted GMOs, they accepted it at an interesting time, 1979, when South Africa...
Okay, I'm not sure if this is still playing. Let's see. Seems like we have a little bit of a problem here.
Africa declared war on the entire SADC region in Africa because they did not want these independent African countries to then...
So it's just crazy that this is giving me problems.
Liberate South Africa and remove apartheid. And as part of their strategy, they created what was called the National Defense Council. The National Defense Council then said we need to find ways to neutralize Africans and African populations, and we need to find how to do it utilizing business, military, and also science and genetics. They created an institution that is called SAGENE, or SAGENE. SAGENE was going to create genetic materials that were going to be used to attenuate African populations and to kill Africans. And that is where the strategy for genetic modification for South Africa came from, and that is also where the use of HIV that was injected in SADC was also created. Now, many of you would know that there's an institution called SIMA that has got commanders of that institution that have begun to admit that they deliberately injected HIV into Africans. But what they do not say is that they also decided to use genetic engineering on food and diseases to also affect Africans. And that's why you see that Southern Africa has the highest rate of HIV in the world, but not only that, they are the biggest users of genetically engineered foods. And Zimbabwe is an importer of this genetically engineered food. It has the highest cancer death rate in the world currently because of these GMOs that contain glyphosate and that are engineered to target certain ethnicities. And so we want you guys here in West Africa to understand that we, coming from the area that still has the highest number of white people on this continent, understand that there's a weaponization of food, a weaponization of disease, and these are coming together to attenuate our immunity, to cause cancers in our bodies, and to allow these opportunistic infections and HIVs to affect us because our immunity has been compromised. And so before I finally finish, the attenuation of our immunity did not start only with these GMOs. It started with the hybrids before the GMOs. They come with less nutritional value. They come with certain elements and minerals that are missing. And now with the genetic engineering, they can actually remove entire nutrients out of the GMOs to attenuate. So we've been to court fighting companies that want to bring these GMOs. And we have gone and met judges that were not friendly because there were no policies in Southern Africa against these GMOs. Your parliament is currently sitting to make policies and framework. Do not waste this opportunity. Do not follow the direction that Southern Africa has gone because you do not want to see the HIV, cancers, and disease rate that we are finding. And then finally, you need to also understand that there's an economic cost to this. When you begin to use GMOs, you in Nigeria understand you eat most of your food from rural farmers. Rural farmers will not be able to grow those foods the moment they have to use seeds that cannot reproduce and patented seeds. And these patented seeds become more expensive over time once they've eliminated the natural seeds. We know this because Lima Grain did it in Europe. Lima Grain eliminated tomato seeds. After eliminating tomato seeds, they started selling tomato seeds, hybrid seeds, at 60,000 euros a kg, all the way up to 400,000 euros a kg. Can we afford here in Nigeria to have maize seeds sold at 60,000 euros a kg? Can we afford for the cost of seeds, a kg of seeds, to sell for the price of gold? We cannot. So we need to stop this food colonialism that is coming with dependency being created by these seeds that cannot reproduce, and continue to go back to our traditional seeds. Thank you so much.
Okay, so you heard the last part of it. It's colonialism. That's what it is. And colonialism is actually what Nigeria government is practicing. This is why they cannot say they don't know this, but they understand that the agenda is to depopulate Nigerians. They understand that the agenda is to depopulate Biafrans. They understand that this is the agenda of the West, depopulation, and they are depopulating through food, depopulating through a lot of ways, including using the army, so that when you come out, they just kill you, harvest your organs and whatnot. When you come out to protest, they just kill you and drag your body into a morgue, and then they keep you there for months and months and years. And then some, they even throw into the pit. Go to Imo State, go to Olo, and see the kind of burrow pit that they've dug and threw in bodies into. I mean, look at the massacre at the hands of Nigeria government. Is it not the same as reducing population? It is the same. It is the same. Okay, so this morning I want to introduce our brother, our comrade, the fearless evangelist, Mazi Madabuchi Nwachukwu. Mazi Madabuchi, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Before I introduce the first question, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Can you please unmute yourself, Mazi, if you are hearing me? Okay, I don't think he's hearing me. Let me do something again. Let me do something. Okay. Mazi, can you hear me now? I think you can hear me now. You were not hearing me earlier on. If you can hear me, please unmute your mic and introduce yourself and your opinion. Especially on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's begin with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because so many people are coming into the struggle not knowing the story, and some of them, the story is being told from today, not understanding the journey, not understanding that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not just come out today to campaign for Biafra. And I see that this is the problem that some people are having today. I mean, some people are crazy about Biafra, honestly, crazy about it, but they don't sit down to analyze, sit down to think, sit down to actually get information. Rather, because of that, they actually look for something exciting. So please go ahead, introduce yourself, and start with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as we proceed. Ndewo.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning from here. Good morning, Biafrans. Good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you, according to your location on the face of this planet Earth. I remains Mazi Sochima, the fearless IPB evangelist. I am in Biafra land. We move. So, this very morning, on this very topic about free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will start from his incarceration, and we will also, the world should also know the stand of IPOB that Nnamdi Kanu leads on the Biafra restoration struggle. The stand of IPOB is self-determination, and that's what Mazi Nnamdi have been presenting to us. He has been asked severally if the civil disobedience approach that we use, if that one fell. He said it must be referendum. They say if referendum fail, he said it must be referendum. We continue on civil disobedience. They must give us referendum. So now, in 2015, Mazi Nnamdi was in Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos, on the 12th of October, but 2015, and Nigeria hid it away from us until 13th of October 2015 that IPOB announced it on Radio Biafra that the Nigerian state has arrested our leader. Now, reaching on the 14th of October 2015 was when the Nigerian state admitted that they were with Mazi Nnamdi. Now, let us pick some things here. That is why we first of all touch the area of self-determination. Now, when Mazi Nnamdi was brought back to Nigeria, reaching on October, IPOB started protest. That very October, IPOB started their protest, peaceful protest. The first protest was in Bayelsa, and the Nigerian state sent their forces. They confronted us, but they did not kill us. On that very day, they just made sure that they scatter us, arrested over 400 of us, packed in their trailer, but within 1 hour time, they were released. So, though we wounded, because we fall inside swamp, you know Bayelsa is swamp, some of us jumped inside swamp, there was no, but they didn't shoot us. So that was the first place. Then we returned back home and continued the protest. Now, let me get the point why Nigeria fell in this very war that IPOB presented to them. We gave them self-determination, they gave us army. That was the worst part of the Nigerian state, the worst part they took. Because they thought that nobody from the east should exist. And they believe that through the way they have conditioned the politicians, so therefore nobody should talk. So everybody from the east is chaff. Even on the area of self-determination, we are also seen as chaff. So they have to crush us. That was the tone of the Nigerian state under the government of Buhari. Crush, crush, crush. Every day crush. Every day we crush IPOB. Every day. People that gave you self-determination, even upon the crush you, or upon the arrest of Nnamdi in was detention then and still in detention now, currently, in that 2015, we protested peacefully. When they confronted that October, we returned back home, started protesting peacefully in states, in different states. Because all of us went to Bayelsa then, but we returned back home protesting in different states. Oh man, go back to your state. That is plan B. We applied plan B. Go back to your state, protest. Right? Then we continue. There was no violence. Nothing. Now, in 2016 was the first time they killed us. They first of all rounded us up at, what is it called? In Aba, along Abowere Road, they rounded us up there. Later, when some calls was made, after some time, they freed us. They didn't kill us. That was December 2015. And remember that in that very December 2015, Mazi Nnamdi started going to court from the October, then reaching to December, Honorable Justice Adumola of the Federal High Court discharged Mazi Nnamdi unconditionally on the application before the court on December 2015. And the Nigerian state refused to bring this court order. You know, when we talk about court order, people thought, disobedient to court order, they thought it started today. Some new people who don't know what we are saying. And if we talk about detention of Nnamdi Kanu or illegal detention, they thought that it started today. We know how to fight it, and we fight it based on self-determination and also lawfully. We fight, we do everything we do based on law, both local and international law, because we are fighting to restore our land, and we must fight under guidelines. Football, everything have guidelines, they have rules, they have referee. In the freedom fighting, people are spectators, they are watching us, there are also, last month, there are referees. You may not see them, but IPOB knew that they are existing, and we have to guide our struggle. So we continue. Reaching in 2016, on still the protest for free Nnamdi Kanu. Remember that the protest then, Mazi Kanu had been freed, but they did not obey him. So we protested, and the first killing over the protest for free Nnamdi Kanu was in Aba on the 9th of February 2016. Not the first killing of IPOB members, so we mean killing of IPOB members that protest for free Nnamdi Kanu, and that about when we were in a school praying. We didn't move. We want to stay there for 3 days and pray inside the school, National High School Aba. But the first killing of IPOB family member by Nigerian state was in Anambra Nature on the 30th of August 2015, when Mazi Kanu was on Radio Biafra. He was not arrested then, and it was on Sunday, and we call it Black Sunday. We changed our profile pictures to Black Sunday then, so that was the first killing of IPOB by Willie Obiano. We continue. So now, in 2016, they killed us. That is to say, the army took over the case of IPOB from the Nigerian state. So they added SSC force. So they started carrying on extrajudicial killings of IPOB peaceful protesters based on Ahmadu Bello constitution that nobody should have control over himself here. Based on Nigerian policy that nobody should rise up from the east. So they did not see anybody. They did not even care about the law. They did not even care about what IPOB presented. All they care is that they must crush us. They counted their armies, they counted their allies, they counted the people they gave our properties, our resources. They said, okay, they will beat them. But what we presented was not war. And they were shouting, war, Nnamdi Kanu is calling for war. But we never showed them a gun. We never showed them a gun. During our protest, there was no bank touched. No bank. Nothing touched. Not even Nigerian flag was touched in the whole of Biafra land. No property, nothing was stolen during our protest for free Nnamdi Kanu. Now we continue. Reaching in May 29, 2016, in Mbo, Nigerian army massacred us while we gather upon the illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu based on the discharge unconditionally by Honorable Justice Ademola. And before that killings of IPOB in Mbo, Mazi Kanu was also discharged again by Honorable Justice John Soro in March 2016. He was discharged by John Soro. Still, Nigerian state refused to obey that court order again. Just imagine. And in the same 2016, they moved this case of Nnamdi Kanu to the court of Honorable Justice Ahmed Mohammed, a Fulani man, who told the DSS and also warned them from bringing such case from his honorable court and told them to go and obey the previous court rulings, which are the ruling of Honorable Justice Ademola and John Soro. Then we continue. Now, they killed us in Mbo. 29/9/30th May, when we were in a gathering in a church, Catholic church. Nigerian army invaded there, kill us, scatter us, those outside, they kill us. Even they went to the very hospital where we took our people, they went there and took them. People that fell inside gutter, they poured them acid. In 2016, these things were what we saw. We are just follow us up. We are heading somewhere. Because that is to tell you that Nigerian state ministry, they believe in Buhari is a Hitler. They did not see Nnamdi Kanu's presentation. They don't want to see. They don't want to hear. All the politicians was clapping. The Nigerian citizens were clapping. Because the Nigerian government lied to them. And said IPOB is the problem. Nigerian Nnamdi Kanu is the problem. Why that problem caused IPOB to rise up? So how come the people that started complaining about what they are passing through is not the problem? IPOB rise up because of problems. So they started presenting IPOB and said IPOB is the problem. And their citizens accepted it, thinking that we are, when they crush us, now everywhere will be okay. Forgotten that Nigeria have been in mess for how many years now? They have been changing, they have been taking, there have been coup, there have been civilian president, there have been military president. Nigeria have never been steadfast. They have never been they have never been a country at least standing firm. Always struggle, always struggle. So it is not IPOB that is the problem, because there have been checking points here before IPOB came. Multiple checking points. There are army barracks and police barracks in our land. That is to say, they have been here to fight crime or to intimidate us. So now, they now told you IPOB is the problem, but I have not reached to there. We continue. We will connect the whole dot. Now we continue. We never retaliated you in all these killings of IPOB members. We never retaliated. What we do that push Nigerian government to go to the extent of recruiting criminals this time around to act in the name of IPOB and Biafra struggle is because IPOB was using that opportunity to expose the Nigerian army and the Nigerian police to the world. To the extent they started discovering that their image is going down, because every time the Nigerian state, their forces was always on the fence. Pick this point. They were always on the fence, saying that they did not do it. They did not do it. That is a propaganda, IPOB propaganda. It is a mapoafo. It is inconsequential. Every time, because we keep writing to US government, we keep tweeting, we keep exposing them. That was our only retaliation, exposing them to the globe. So they now see that. That's when they discover that, no, the next time they need to contract somebody. People that will kill these people and will hide under them and kill them. If we confront them, they will expose us. And when they expose us, the game will scatter and will spoil. So that's when they begin to arrange. Then we continue. Because in 2016, after killing us, we move on in protesting. Now, reaching to 2017, they killed us again in where they call Port Harcourt, which we know as Igbocha. IPOB protesting in solidarity with Donald Trump. In Igbocha, on the 20th of January 2017, we were massacred by the Nigerian state. They arrested us. The police only admitted that they arrested 36, but that they did not kill. Understand this. That is to say, they were denying. Now, in 2016, they said they did not kill. That is to say, they were denying. Killings in National High School Aba, they said they did not kill. That is to say, Army was denying, which means they have no monopoly, and IPOB did not create chance for them to come and kill. We refuse to go into armed struggle. That is to say, we block them from invading our land with any grant. But they keep looking for a grant to be killing us because they don't have the right to kill us. So we kept exposing them. They keep denying. We keep exposing them. They keep denying. Then we continue. Recently in, was it March or April, they granted Mazi Sochima Nbanali from the court of Bintanya, high conditional bail, 12 high conditional bail, right? And the worst of it is that he will not be in the midst of more than 10 people. A prince that lives in a palace where people will always be. So they want him to remain inside the room. So, though they also implicated themselves as a country with that very particular bail condition, because they later realized that allowing Nnamdi Kanu to come inside the court with this very bail condition, that is to say Nigeria will be guilty of contempt of court, because in the inside the court where Nnamdi Kanu will come in, there will be judge, court clerk, or clerks. Judge, security, the special personal security will be inside the court. Then DSS prosecutor will come in. Nnamdi Kanu's defense counsel will come in. Then the media will also come in. And if you get to there, you will see that you will get more than 10 people. And if you bring Nnamdi Kanu inside the court, he will scatter the court, because Nigeria is contempt of court by bringing Nnamdi Kanu inside the court where you have more than 10 people against their bail condition. And they knew this at last. They later discovered that they messed up, so they have to go and kill him. So we continue. Reaching in September 2017, the army invaded the house of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to kill him. What was their reason of going to kill him? Because IPOB refused to dance in their tune in picking up arms upon the excessive force of the Nigerian state against the peaceful protesters of IPOB. Then they said, okay, what we have to do is to free him, then go and kill him. When we kill him, we will proscribe them. That was what happened. They went there to kill Nnamdi Kanu. They killed 28 men. They didn't get him. And they rushed on the 15th, after attacking him, his house on the 14th of September 2017. Then they rushed on the 15th to go and seek for expertise from one Abuja court, or one Nigerian court anyway, and proscribed by IPOB. Remember, there was no ESN. There was no ESN in 2017, no ESN in 2018, 2019, 2020. In case they are trying to deceive you to bring ESN into the matter as the reason why they prescribe IPOB. You know, some people are ignorant of the fact. Some people also are very, very wicked in nature. Very, very wicked, and some are complicit, some are hypocritical. That is why they know the truth. They always run away from the truth, trying to cover the truth with lies, which is impossible. So now, there was no ESN launched by IPOB in 2017. So how come you now prescribe a peaceful movement in 2017 after attacking their leader? That is to say, the intention of the British was that IPOB would retaliate on the process of the excessive force on the peaceful protesters by the Nigerian armies and police. They thought we would retaliate in arms way. Then they will crush us and tag us terrorists. So it fell. Now they were frustrated to tag us terrorists. Now, on the process, when they tag us terrorists, no international body accepted it, no country accepted it as that IPOB is terrorist. So they went to the UK in 2018. The UK government told them that they need to bring evidences. And since then, Nigeria started planning for evidences. From evidences, they planned everything to put APC in the government house of Imo State. They didn't succeed. They now use Supreme Court to impose Hope Uzodinma on the people of Imo, so that Hope Uzodinma will provide the land of Imo as a land that the Nigerian forces will use to blackmail IPOB. How? The originator of unknown gunmen is Hope Uzodinma and his government. They started testing ground there on the process to bring evidence against IPOB, on the reason why they proscribed IPOB in 2017 after killing them without any retaliation, without any violence. And they are on the process to bring evidence. They started creating insecurity. they started creating insecurity. Remember, the unknown government started when there was no ESN. Remember this. Immediately, Hope Uzodinma comes in, the unknown government started. That was the people they arranged, and they were planning, keeping them ready, so that these people will be handed over to people they recruited, people that will act in the name of Biafra freedom, to implicate IPOB, knowing full well that in 2015, 2016, 2017, upon the excessive force of the Nigerian state against the peaceful protesters, IPOB family members, that we refuse to act in the manner that the British will cherish, which will implicate us. So they now know that we cannot do it, so they have to recruit people that will do it this time around, so that the army will now have a ground to be coming inside the community and be killing us, and also be announcing it that they kill. When they did not agree that they killed in 2016, they never agreed they killed in 2017, but now they are now announcing that they killed. That is to say, somebody have created road for them and gave the Nigerian state ground to invade communities, kill Igbo youth, and also tag them IPOB ESN. But I'm still coming to that place. We continue. So now when the very unknown government was doing it for Hope Uzodinma, they started moving from Imo to Anambra. They started testing ground. Small time, Dave Umahi allowed his own. They started in Ebonyi. They started circulating all the political talks. The Hope governors provided their political talk. Obiano provided his own. Everybody provided his own political talks that they used to kill, snatch ballot papers, scatter people, so they now hand them gun over. They became unknown gunmen. And they were videoing them, posting them, and that was the process to arrange them, prepare them before the kidnapping of Mazi Sochima, as they started planning for his kidnap since 2018. Since 2018, till that he reappeared in Israel, till the day they kidnapped him in Kenya in 2021. In 2021, IPOB maintained self-determination. There were so many propaganda. Nigeria set up 2 people, and before immediately they kidnapped Mazi Sochima, they started deploying army into our land. Our people should, and the world should also pick the point that our case was handed over to the Nigerian army. That is the reason you see them keeping Nnamdi Kanu in detention today. They never hope in their court. They never believe in their court. They know that they have no issue with us to settle in court. They knew this. All they do is to it is the army that is keeping Nnamdi Kanu in detention. The army is guaranteeing Nigeria nothing is happening. The army took over the case of IPOB. The army is supposed to leave the case of IPOB to the Nigerian state. Not just the president. The pressure is much on the president to free Nnamdi Kanu, but the army insists, telling them they still have something to do. That is why the blackmailing of IPOB keep coming from the army. That is why the army is now taking the position of Sebo. Army is now on media. Army is now in everything. Every day is IPOB ESN. That is the army took over the case of self-determination when we are not in armed struggle. That is the problem Nigeria is facing today. Even everybody will say free Nnamdi Kanu, but the army will tell the president nothing is happening, that they are ready. Anything will happen, let it happen. That is what our people should also know. That is what the world should know, that the Nigerian army, they are giving the president confidence when they know that IPOB is not raising up arms. So what is their position in self-determination issue, in civil issue? Why is the army always through themselves in civil issue? They have been access to provide evidence to the British or to the international community to proscribe IPOB. They have destroyed the Southeast. They have destroyed it with their greediness to provide evidence which you can never provide, because IPOB can never be tagged what they did not commit. Then we continue. Now, they brought Mazi Sochima. They deployed army. When they deployed army, they invaded some community. They invaded Izombe. When they invaded Zombe, they ringed their recruits. Their recruits started shouting, should send our men, ESN should go after the army. They are in our community, which is contrary to. This thing is contrary to self-determination and contrary to the duty of ESN. Contrary to that, the ESN was launched to confront Fulani herdsmen terrorists. It is a legitimate duty that Nigeria has been avoiding to present to the world that IPOB, a freedom fighting movement, was able to arrange volunteers and launch a security outfit, not to confront the army, not to confront the police that are killing us in community, but to confront terrorist organization, the fourth deadliest terrorist organization, most deadliest terrorist organization in the world, which was announced by the IEP Global Terrorism Index report on the 22nd of November 2015. We can remember this. Now we continue. So we launched ESN to confront the Fulani herdsmen terrorists that the government have compromised to, and they said that they are invaders from countries, and their final option given to us is our land or our blood, and IPOB said no, is give out their blood and save the land. That's why we have ESN, and they are basically in the bushes. They do not operate in communities unless a terrorist escape from the bush and go to the community. But you can never hear a gunshot by ESN in a community. They are professional in this. They will use intelligence and catching. That is it. No noise. And that is how they operate. Now, the Nigerian state avoids to publish the activities of ESN, which is killing Fulani cow. They have been avoiding it, because if they avoid it, the world will now know that IPOB is fighting on the global standard, and the IPOB will be lifted greater than they are by the world. So Nigeria choose, they overlook IPOB videos of ESN. Rather, they want to create their own video of ESN in community. So when they were expecting ESN to come out from the bushes and challenge them in communities, they did not see ESN, because that is not their duty. That is in 2021 to 2022. That is not the duty of ESN to come into community. So they were trying to push our ESN command to command them to come inside the community and defend us. We said no, that is not their duty, and we know their plan. Their plan was, because the northern terrorists have occupied the north, pushing the government to create chance for them in the south. So what they did was to attract us. To attract us to leave the bushes and come to different communities. Then they will signal the Fulani to overrun our bushes, thereby keeping us in the middle. When ESN will want to go back to the bush, if they go, they will say that Fulani have occupied the bushes. So they want to play us on a middle game. We'll play at the middle, our leg will not touch the ball. And we said no. So we continue. Now, let me just try and round up and hit some media now. Because we are already connecting everything to this very point we are in now. Now, when they discover that those people cannot succeed, so somebody they recruited in Finland started claiming, as they gave him script. Remember Dave Umar, he said they will create a group, right? Another group, counter group against IPOB. So we continue. These people started countering order of IPOB. Countering order of IPOB. Countering order of IPOB. Countering the structure of IPOB. Then from there, they started claiming in charge of IPOB. Remember that Nigerian state wants to attach all to IPOB because they want to use the name of IPOB to invade community to kill us, because IPOB refused to give them chance 2016, 2017, 2015. They have no chance, so they were on the fence. But they created somebody who will create chance for them so that they will no longer be on the fence. They will now see a ground to say, we killed them. So this one started shouting. I'm in charge of ESN. The ESN I command operate in all the communities in Biafra land, while ESN operate in bushes. Are you getting it? Then they started inciting. He claimed to be head of IPOB forcefully. So Nigerian army was busy publishing the news. And before that, they used Obasanjo to upload, to lift their recruit high before the eyes of the media. Obasanjo said, another person coming to take over from Nnamdi Kanu is a Finnish idiot. He's a Finnish this, he's a Finnish that. So now he's more popular than Nnamdi Kanu, right? That was to lift him before the eyes of the media and also to impose another leader on IPOB through an ex-general and ex-president who will make it look real, that people will say, this one Obasanjo is afraid of. That is the strategy of the government. So we continue. So still it. So as they were on the process to provide evidence, they told these criminals, the political thugs that they were parading as unknown gunmen, they handed their contact over to the criminal base in Finland and told him to start parading them as ESN. And the duty of this criminal was to kill our people. Their duty is to attack government facilities, to kill our people, and then nobody was taking responsibility, and they call it free Nnamdi Kanu by enforcing it at home that IPOB have. Right? And the reason of the sit at home was that Nigerian DSS refused the lawyer and the siblings, family members of Mazi Sochima Nbanali from visiting him or from seeing him, and we didn't hear. We say, if the government do not allow us to see our leader, if they have killed him, they should give us his dead body. And if they do not allow us to see him, we will start sitting at home on Mondays until further notice. We did not say until he is being released. We said until further notice. That is to say, the sit at home is optional, can be called off today and start next, because we are doing it for a purpose. If we achieve the purpose, we can call it off, not till eternity. Now, when we call it off, the government took over. From there, they started killing our people with the name of Nnamdi Kanu that already came to save them. They started doing this and the news was bubbling. They started claiming to be ESN. While ESN was in the bush, ESN cannot kill our people that they have saved them from Fulani killing them. So they can come, they will now come and kill them, force them to sit at home, kill them, and ask them why did they come out. This was to create ground for the Nigerian army to do their worst. So from there, the Nigerian army started invading our communities, telling you that they are fighting IPOB ESN. What was their mission? Their mission is now to tell you that they have come to rescue Igbo people from the hand of IPOB. Do you see the program? Which IPOB have come to rescue our people from the hand of the Nigerian terrorists, army and police. But unfortunately, they created somebody that will create chance for them, for them to now be a helper. They want to position us people who have come to rescue the Southeast from the hand of IPOB ESN. When IPOB ESN is to save them. So that was their program. And the idiot was pushing. And now, Nigerian army now knew that they have seen somebody, they will use the activity to cover the activities of ESN. So they started shouting, IPOB ESN, IPOB ESN. So they used the crimes of these criminals and they pose it on IPOB ESN. And when they are doing this, they say they are doing it for free Nnamdi Kanu. When they are doing this, until the Nigerian army keep pushing, they keep pushing until this time around. Remember when IPOB was proscribed in 2017, there was no ESN. Now this time around, they have tried to hang the crimes of this criminal on IPOB. Even as they said they are, they started taking responsibility at the last. When they have seen that Nigerian army and police have used their activities to pollute the name of IPOB and ESN, which they later wrote, Nigerian state wrote 69 pages and they handed off a petition, which is 69 Mondays enforcement, violence enforcement in our land by the criminal. They handed it over to IEP. They gave their Global Terrorism Index report 2020-2023, added IPOB in the number 10. Which we did not do any. So, and it was later removed and they apologized for doing so. So we continue. still on the process to get evidence, so Nigeria keep pushing. So they keep tagging the crimes of these people until the extent that these people now say they are now some people in exile, some idiots in exile. Nigeria government keep tagging it on IPOB and ESN until they say they now have army. Nigerian government can never call their name because they do not run a group. They have no name. So Nigerian government keep tagging the crimes of the people they say they are army on IPOB, ESN. And that is where our people should be asking themselves, when will the Nigerian state report the activities of ESN killing Fulani cow? When will the Nigerian media publish the activities of ESN killing Fulani cow, which IPOB is proud of and be ready to and they have been taking responsibility and will take responsibilities for more that is coming, right? And why do they choose to be posing, trying to impose the crimes of criminality on IPOB? Now, you can see from today, since the activities of this criminal, Nigerian army can now go into community, kill our people. They will tell you they kill IPOB till 7. They will tell you they kill IPOB 7. These are people that used to deny that they kill anybody. Currently now, they now agree. They will even announce it by themselves and tell you they kill IPOB, which they did not kill IPOB because when IPOB told them about our own, they deny. So these people are the evil people they are killing, but using the influence of this criminal they recruited that are operating in the name of ESN and the army, they will now invade community and kill our people and take responsibility that they killed, which they do not have the right, but somebody created the chance for them. This is what we are facing, and today, Nigerian state, I don't know if there is a arrest. They say purported arrest. They now start calling the person IPOB leader when they still have IPOB leader in their detention. Now you can see the complicit of Nigerian state, that they are confused, completely confused. How can you be talking about P2B and you say P2B PDP member? How can you declare Tinubu winner? You say Ahmed Tinubu, who contested with the name of Apoga. It is very, very wrong. Every freedom fighting group leader must lead a group with a name. Let us just give a sample here. Wazike leads Masob. Benjamin Owuka leads the Biafrans movement. Nnamdi Kanu leads IPOB. Now, who launched ESN? IPOB launched ESN. Do you see how it goes? Who calls for sit at home? IPOB calls for sit at home, not an individual. Now, who declared them in exile? An individual. Do you see it? Now, who will Nigeria heap their crime on? IPOB. Nigeria cannot report the activities of an individual to the world. It's impossible. And Nigeria cannot report activities of crimes without pointing hand on legitimate people. So they will now take responsibility of killing army. Nigeria will now go to the UN and report IPOB and ESN. The criminal will take responsibility of killing police. Nigeria will go to EU and US and report IPOB and ESN. Are you getting the game? Now this criminal will now take video and pictures as army. But when they kidnap our people, they kidnap them in the name of ESN. When they are communicating with the families of the people they kidnap, they communicate them with the name of ESN. When they are threatening people on phone to give them money, they threaten them with the name of ESN. But when they want to deceive people, they will wear uniform of army and take video and shoot and say they are the Liberation Army. But their job is to implicate IPOB and ESN. Currently, what they are doing, as they are talking about arrest, they are now talking about fundraising, and they have the picture of Nnamdi, which has no business with this. That is to say, they know what they are doing. All they do is to make sure that Nnamdi is cited in their crime. That's why when they were raising funds with the name of ESN, they raised funds violently, saying that the ESN fundraising they are raising, they are looking for, that the ESN they are commanding will go after the army, go after the police, and do whatever they tell them to do. But IPOB fundraising for ESN, what you will hear is that you need to support ESN to defend our farmland, defend our farmers, our mothers from being raped, and our land from being forcibly taken by Fulani herdsmen, and our people from not being kidnapped by Fulani herdsmen. It is a different matter that Nigeria can never report. But when you are saying you are going after the army, the Ali Mohammed will go and take it and report to the world because it is against the law. And they are presenting the name of ESN and IPOB to implicate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, upon the condition and the IPOB have distanced itself from the criminals activity, Nigeria keep tagging him IPOB leader, the news calling him IPOB promoter, there is no name, the other one calling him ESN leader. So that is what we are facing, and from what we are giving to you, you can now check and calculate and know that the Nigerian state is sponsoring insecurity in our land on the process to get evidences against IPOB on why they proscribe us. That is why Nnamdi Kanu is in detention, that they want to get evidence. That is why Nnamdi Kanu is still in illegal detention, because IPOB can never give them evidence. IPOB is in the position to jail Nnamdi Kanu through their activities, but we cannot do it because it is contrary to also our existence. So no other group can commit what you used to jail Nnamdi Kanu because IPOB did not command them. And we are telling the world that now those criminals and the people they are talking about is not IPOB, and any of them that might be arrested or something or somehow should not be attached to Nnamdi Kanu of any kind or IPOB. Thank you, Mazi, from here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate you. And the lesson you have given us this morning, it's a very concise rundown of from 2015, what happened to Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being abducted from Lagos and kept in their custody. And despite court orders, they refused to obey court orders. And you made it clear that Nigeria never believed in their court. But Buhari came on the international stage and spoke about the law. And you buttressed that by pointing out that they handed this case over to the army, a case of just self-determination, which is a civil case, which is a case of a conversation, where conversation should be had. Now, let me ask you one question. You can take your time and explain this. What do you expect should be the reaction of Nigeria? What should Nigeria do? What are they supposed to do with this regards? I mean, the regards of self-determination. What is the expectation from them? Why should they put the army in there? What are they supposed to have done to even begin with? Or what do you expect them to do from now? Maybe someone might say, okay, the Attorney General should just free him. After that, then what next? What is the expectation? Hello, Mazi? Are you still there?
Expect should be
okay.
The reaction of
I think he did not hear me clearly. We have a situation here in the studio where he wasn't able to hear me clearly, but I think he's listening to what I said, so he'll just respond very, very soon. Mazi, so I'm sure you didn't hear me. I was asking, what do you expect? What is the right step that Nigeria government is supposed to take, seeing that they took the wrong step with the army, imposing violence on people who are asking for self-determination? What are they supposed to do? Or let's say they don't know what they are supposed to do, and we are here to teach them. Teach them, tell them, what are they supposed to do?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very, very much. What Nigerians are supposed to do at this very point in time is what is always done in the whole world. Yes, they have tried in their own manner. They will not fold their hands to watch IPOB. Though IPOB refused to present their matter in the understanding of Nigeria, because what they understand is gone. So they have tried their best in positioning IPOB to the area of God. We said no. So these have been their pattern, and we said no, we cannot dance in this. And it is always clear that people fight, either you fail or you defeat somebody, you are victorious. And in this very fight, we have maintained our lane. We have even forced the army to turn to civilian. They are now media men. They no longer point gun. They started pointing gun. The army have come to media. They even had a media seminar. This is as a result of IPOB maintaining their lane and their stand. That is to say, we defeated them. Now, that means that IPOB is more intelligent than even a Nigeria that thought they are government. Why? It's because they cannot persevere. Nigeria cannot persevere. But IPOB can persevere. If IPOB endure the killings of their members, and Nigeria cannot endure radio Biafra broadcast by Mazi Nnamdi, it warranted them to go and kidnap him. What about IPOB that they were killing? Who's supposed to go after the army? We didn't do this. That is because IPOB is mature. Then Nigeria that was playing their own wing of arm, eventually the police now are now media. So that is to say, all they have played have failed. You tag us terrorists, it didn't succeed. You went to Nnamdi, it didn't work. You went to kill him in Kenya again, it didn't work. You went to court to tell him he didn't work. In 2015-2016, you attempted to go on secret trial, it didn't work. Right now, Mazi Nnamdi has secured not less than about 8 court discharges. You didn't obey. Let me count it. Ademola discharged in 2015. No obey. Johnson discharged him. Nobody obeyed. Mohammed said go and obey court orders. They didn't follow the instruction. Binta granted him bail. No way. In 2022, a state high court, I can remember them, a state high court sitting in Omaha on the 20th of, right? Was it 19? Yeah, it's 20th, yes. Okay, on the 19th of January 2022, gave a verdict that Nnamdi did not jump bail, that he escaped military assassination attempt, and Nigeria should apologize to him, right? Then that was number 5. Then UN also gave order that Nnamdi should be freed immediately. That is 6. Then because Nigeria is signatory to UN, now appeal court discharged Mazi Nnamdi and acquitted him. That one is 7. Then Federal High Court, Umuahia, discharged Mazi Nnamdi and the order that he should be returned back to Kenya. Then again, Supreme Court ruled that they condemned the revocation of Nnamdi bail, condemned the way he was arrested, condemned the invasion of his house by the army. These are rulings favorable to Nnamdi, which is to say, this very ruling prevents him from standing trial. Though the court say he should continue in standing trial, but not when the country is guilty of extrajudicial, what is it called? Extraordinary rendition. They kidnapped Nnamdi, so they have no ground to try him. I'm talking to Nigerian government. You kidnap Nnamdi, you have no ground to try him. You are guilty of terrorism. You terrorize Nnamdi both in his home, both in Kenya. And you have no ground to try him when you are guilty. Unless we go on a neutral ground, another country or international court. But in your court, you are guilty already. So you cannot try Kanu, and you can see it, you cannot cross him. This is IPOB. And the assistance now, there is no contrary court ruling that IPOB will accept. Because we have counted about 9 and 8 now. None was obeyed. So I don't see anyone that Nigeria want to see in court that they will obey. All their hope is in the army, and what we are telling them now is that it is time to discuss with Mazi. It is very simple. They have tried in convincing their citizens that they have tried. Nobody from Nigerian state will tell the government you have not tried. People that have started fighting people for how many years now? The Nigerian state have tried. If you count it now from 2015, you get how many years they started killing us. They started fighting us. Buhari started fighting till today. So it is not easy job. There are different military exercises carried on in our land. Militaries have done to defeat IPOB. It's not an easy job. Even politician was killed. They killed even people, they attacked prison yard, they killed the army, they killed traditional ruler, they killed local government chairman, they killed Chika Akune, they killed Ahmed Gula. All this was to bring IPOB down. This thing failed. They killed IPOB in Obibo by Wike. There is nothing they have not done. It didn't work. You threaten IPOB, it didn't work. You kidnap IPOB, it didn't work. You stop everything, it didn't work. So the issue is now, discuss with Nnamdi Kanu. What he needs is referendum. One is that IPOB can never go home empty-handed after losing people. This is sure, certain. We only go home with referendum and tell our people we have returned. This is the only thing, and there is no other way. Because one is that our finding ourselves inside Nigeria is not clear. Nobody has explained to us. And again, our existence in Nigeria is not clear to us because it takes our life. Then, if we can continue with this very condition we find ourselves, presently, this generation have to decide by themselves and say, I want Fulani to come to my community and rape my mother, then I will vote for Nigeria during referendum. That is it. I want the army to be invading my community. I vote for Nigeria so that after all, after the referendum, Nigeria will become Nigeria. Fine. We know that we did it. But this time around, no elder can give us account of why we are in Nigeria. When we know that our elders are begging, Ohanes will beg, governor will beg. But they say that this is a combinedness. The North, the Yoruba, and the East. But we keep begging. The North is free to buy a aeroplane, but our elders are not free to give us razor blade to barb our head. They will go to the North and beg. And before they receive the razor blade, they will kneel down and condemn us. The people they want to barb their head, they will first of all condemn them and tell them, we know our children are evil. We know IPOB Nnamdi Kanu is doing wrong. They are not doing right. But give us. So, upon that, the Fulani will not give them the razor because you are first of all condemn the people who want to barb their hair with the razor with. So, what will guarantee the government to give you the razor? Nothing. This is the condition we found ourselves. You must condemn your people before you demand anything from the government. We cannot continue with this, and the referendum is the best option. So Nigerian state should discuss with Mazi Sochima Nbanali, give us date for Biafra referendum. Free him, because you cannot defeat him, and we cannot accept any court ruling that jail Nnamdi Kanu if the aid we have mentioned now was not obeyed. That is problem, looking for problem, and that is what I have to say. Discuss with him. It is a time to discuss. Everybody drag to win. So at this point, discuss with him. Give him referendum. We have tried. The parents of Nnamdi Kanu have died in this process. Different people have died. Thousands have been killed. So, and IPOB have not killed any of you. So what is the problem? What do you want to find out? Nothing. Cases have been amended. The warrant Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail on. There are charges there. And these charges was undermined. What we saw in 2021 was amended count charges, which supposed to be a fresh warrant. Because the bail and the case was, Nnamdi Kanu started answering this case 2015, 2016, 2017, he was granted bail. That is to say, there are charges he was granted bail on, and there are charges there. So how come he was, what we are seeing was amended count charges. Now, yes, we are free to amend charges, now by the Attorney General. But the amended charges should be in the around that very year, between the 2015, 2016, 2017. You can amend any charge between them. You cannot kidnap somebody you granted bail in 2017, you kidnapped him in 2021, started bringing amended count charges. That what we hear from the amended count charges is that you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, from 2020 to 2021, you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, from 2018 to 2021, you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, from 2019 to now, these very years of these charges they amended and presented against Nnamdi Kanu in 2021-2022 are different from the years he's been accused of terrorizing Nigeria. Understand this. Yes, I do not say you cannot give him another charge, but that should be a different warrant. Nigeria should be aware that we know this. These very charges should not connect with the old warrant because it is completely out of the year is different. But you were busy cooking it on the old warrant he was granted bail. You keep cooking it. It became amended charges. Somebody you call IPOB leader in 2017. You granted him bail in 2017. Now in 2021, you gave him there was a charge, count 3 of the 15 amended charges. They say that you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, from Umuahia, Abia State, Sorry, what do they call it? What do they call it? You, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, claimed, in other words, professed, yes, that you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, that's how they wrote it, professed to be a member, stroke leader of a prescribed indigenous people of Biafra. Imagine the year 2018 to 2021. He claimed to somebody who granted by 2017 as IPOB leader. He now claimed not to be IPOB leader or member, but a prescribed one. Do you understand? And Nnamdi Kanu pleaded not guilty. And the Labran was saying, Nnamdi Kanu denied being IPOB member. So you see that all these traps have failed. If we begin to analyze this case, you will see that there are complications. I can separate the case one by one, separate it one by one, divide it, and keep it separately. Nigeria will see themselves. So what we are saying is that it has come to a time you will discuss with Nnamdi Kanu and leave him go, treat himself, then the journey, the process begins. Thank you. That's what. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much, Mazi. I think very soon we will perhaps come back and pieces the case step by step, because this thing has been dragging on for a long time, and this is a man that he's a man that they actually have been torturing for years. So I want to thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to be able to go through this and remind us, because hey, the way life is right now with a lot of things that Nigeria is putting people through. Most times we look at what happened yesterday and think, did this really happen? I mean, how could this have happened? I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday and I said to him, now we look at what happened during COVID, the lockdown, and we think it is impossible. How could that have happened? But it happened. It happened in the full view of everybody. Just like the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, some people could be asking, how did this happen? How could you massacre so many people at somebody's home? September 14, at somebody's home. How could you have tried to massacre him? How could you have done how could all of that have happened? But it happened. And this is the reality that Biafrans are facing. Thank you very much for that update. And I do appreciate that every time we call you, you do come here. Ndewo Mazi. Thank you very much. Okay, Biafrans, this is, we had our fearless evangelist, IPOB's fearless evangelist, Mazi Madabuchi Nwachukwu. He took us through so much concerning what has happened in this case since 2015 that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually abducted by the Nigeria government. And what crime did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit? Nothing. Just because he's calling for self-determination on behalf of IPOB, on behalf of Biafrans. On behalf of Biafrans. That's just it. So the line is open. Let's have a conversation this morning. We have about 20 minutes, so I think it will be enough for us to take about 4 calls. If you have something you want to say, something you want to ask, a question or a contribution, do call in. The number to call is +27 73 8090 689. That's the number to call, and I will bring you to Biafrans. I repeat, the number to call is +27 73 8090 689. Now, there is this write-up at iconsnews.com, and this is very, very important. This write-up here says the enduring relevance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB's philosophy. This here. The first paragraph, let me read the first paragraph while I wait for your call. It says, in every generation, certain leaders rise who challenge the status quo and give voice to the voiceless, standing firm against injustice and oppression. For the Igbo people and Biafrans at large, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has emerged as one such leader. Like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela, Kanu embodies the principles of non-violence, resilience, and an unyielding commitment to truth and justice. His leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, is rooted in the moral high ground of non-violent resistance, aimed at securing the inalienable right of self-determination for the Biafran people. It goes on to say, despite countless provocations, media misinformation, and deliberate attempts to misrepresent IPOB's mission, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's philosophy remains clear truth. Okay, it says Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's philosophy remains clear. Truth is the light by which darkness is dispelled. Through his leadership, IPOB has stood as a beacon of hope, echoing a timeless message of peace and justice that resonates far beyond the borders of Nigeria. It goes on to say, at the heart of IPOB's struggle lies the principle of non-violence, a belief that the battle for justice can be won not through weapons of destruction, but with the power of ideas, truth, and collective will. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has repeatedly emphasized that IPOB's mission is not to wage war, but to awaken the conscience of the world to the plight of the Biafran people. As the adage goes, he who believes will see his destiny fulfilled. Kanu believes in the universal truth that oppressors derive their power from the consent of the oppressed. By withdrawing that consent through peaceful means, IPOB seeks to dismantle structures of oppression. Much like Gandhi's Ahimsa and Satyagraha, Kanu's leadership is centered on a deep moral conviction that freedom achieved through violence is no freedom at all. Instead, IPOB employs strategies such as civil disobedience, sit-at-home protest, and international advocacy to shine a light on the injustices faced by Biafrans. In every struggle, there are those who seek to muddy the waters. For IPOB, Simon Ekpa has become a proverbial thorn in the flesh, misusing the name of the movement to promote violence and chaos. His actions, though loud, are akin to the proverb that a true warrior does not panic in the face of challenges. IPOB's resolve remains steadfast, rejecting the distractions of those who do not share its vision of peace and progress. It is crucial to note that Simon Ekpa has never been part of IPOB. His violent rhetoric and actions betray the movement's values and serve as tools for IPOB's detractors to tarnish its image. As the saying goes, when a chicken runs headlessly, it is its life that is at risk, not the pursuers. Simon Ekpa's action reflects a personal agenda that contradicts IPOB's core philosophy of non-violence. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu recognizes the power of education as a tool of liberation. In his words, knowledge is light, and it illuminates the darkest corners of oppression. Through IPOB's educational outreach programs and media platforms like Radio Biafra, Kanu has worked tirelessly to educate the world about the Biafran cause, emphasizing the principles of justice, equity, and freedom. This aligns with the broader ideals of global citizenship education, GCED, which fosters a sense of belonging to humanity as a whole. IPOB's advocacy is not just about Biafrans, but about setting a global example that the oppressed can rise without resorting to violence, and that the voice of truth, when amplified, can break the chain of tyranny. Mazi Nnamdi's leadership offers timeless lessons for a world increasingly plagued by division and conflict. His insistence on peaceful resistance, even in the face of unimaginable adversity, is a reminder that violence may win battles, but only justice wins wars. As he often states, a single voice can't clap. The struggle for Biafra is a collective endeavor rooted in the principles of solidarity, truth, and moral courage. In his famous talisman for decision-making, Gandhi asked people to consider the poorest and weakest among them before taking any action. Similarly, Kanu's philosophy challenges us to ask, does this action advance the cause of justice? Does it uplift the downtrodden? Does it align with the universal principles of humanity? The struggle for Biafra is not merely a regional issue. It is a call to the global conscience to stand against injustice in all its forms. It is time for the international community to separate IPOB's peaceful mission from the actions of rogue actors like Simon Ekpa, and to hold the Nigerian government accountable for its violence, for its violations of human rights. Mazi Nnamdi's vision of a free Biafra, achieved through non-violence and dialogue, is a testament to the enduring power of truth. His leadership is a gift, not just to Biafrans, but to humanity. A reminder that the light of justice, no matter how dimmed, can never be extinguished. As history has shown, truth, like the sun, endures every cloud. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB's non-violent struggle will remain a shining example for generations to come. This is written by Family Writers Press. So go to Icons News and you'll be able to take your time, read it. This is a wonderful piece, and it clearly states the principles governing this struggle, governing the restoration of Biafra. Okay, let me go to the calls. Okay, the caller that was on the line has dropped. Okay, the line is still open now, so you can call in. Let's have a conversation this beautiful morning. I realized that, like I said, most times when I connect to Facebook, we do have disconnects. We do have disconnect sometimes when I connect to Facebook, but yeah, today we did have some disconnections, but do not worry. This program is also on Facebook. This program this morning is also on Facebook. Let's go to the caller on the line. Caller, welcome to Radio Biafra. I hope you can hear me. No? Okay. I hope you can hear me, caller. Yes, please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Yeah, good morning, Mazi Nbanali. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay. My name is Sochima, and I'm speaking from my location. Thank you once again, as always. I greet my leader, our leader, Mazi Kanu. The man who set up this platform to expose so many things. I greet him once again. Thank you. As I've said before, I want to make it very clear
ndị Igbo sị na eziokwu bụ ndụ. Mgbe anyị were ụmụaka before the war, ndị mmadụ na-eme ha zụọ moto, ụfọdụ moto ha edeghị eziokwu bụ ndụ. Ịgụọ ya oge ụfọdụ due to your age, ị ga-amatachi ihe ime emere. Ọtụtụ ga-amara ihe eziokwu bụ ndụ pụta. So, are you hearing me?
Yes. Please go ahead. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Nnamdi Kanu ji eziokwu wee bịa ịgba ama ka mara ihe eziokwu mbụ n'elu ụwa. Ndị Naịjirịa were okwu asị na ọgha na wayo webata. Let me talk it so that people will understand what I'm saying. No. What is going on?
But you are coming out. I don't know why you keep you are coming out. You are loud and clear. What is going on?
Oh God.
Okay, I think you are struggling to hear me. What is going on? Please go ahead. You have about 2 minutes. Please go ahead.
So, what am I trying to say here is that okay, what am I trying to say is this. Our leader has our leader has done his best, and those people that is fighting our leader, I think before now we supposed to understand that the truth is the only thing that anybody can follow and become a human being. Nnamdi Kanu is saying Chukwu Okike Abiyama to liberate Nigeria, to liberate Africa, to liberate black people under the roof of heaven. But surprise, Nigeria as a criminal state do everything to suppress the truth. And today, the shame is on the face of one Nigeria. Nigeria as a country have wasted over 64 years backward. When other countries are going front, Nigeria is going backward for over 64 years, and they are not ashamed of themselves. I'm happy that God, has shameless Nigeria to tell them that they are Nigeria that is designed to destroy human beings, to promote criminality, which is Nigeria is all about. I think maybe another time, because this is the coming back, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I will say nothing that will fit what I want to say.
All right.
Thank you, and God bless you. Mazi Sochima. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. And I don't know why we are having some issues, but yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. He's trying to say that, growing up, he would find cars that they would write, Ezioku Bondo, which means truth is life, basically. And he tried to explain that, I'm sure you heard him anyway, so I just tried to explain the Igbo part for those who did not understand that. And he tried to explain that, some people did not understand the meaning of that truth is life. But it's just the reality of things. And Nigeria has tried in every way, in every endeavor to ensure that the truth, which is the struggle for the restoration of Biafra through a peaceful means, is truncated, and that lies prevail. And that is why they actually brought in the criminal in Finland, and they're trying to use the media to brand this man as a freedom fighter and as an IPOB member, whereas this is just a criminal, another criminal that they brought in to dilute what we are doing. And the truth of the matter is that what we are asking for is simply self-determination. That is our demand through a referendum. And self-determination is the right of a people. It is our right to freely choose our sovereignty, to freely choose our international political status, without interference from Nigeria, without interference from anybody. Self-determination is a cornerstone of international law. The cornerstone of international law, talking about the United Nations Charter, talking about other frameworks like International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. So, self-determination is a cornerstone of international law. But as you realize this morning, Nigeria don't care about international law. This is a country that went to Kenya, abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, brought him to Nigeria, and have the audacity to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu getting justice, have the audacity to talk about them having some sort of trust in their own court, when they refuse to go through the court process of extradition, which is the normal process to go to the court and say, listen, we want this man in our country because of this, because of A, B, C, D. But they did not. So Nigeria don't care about the law. And as you heard from our brother that was here this morning, he spoke about Nigeria knew that their case is not going to be won in the law, in the courts, because they know that they don't have a case against us. They don't have a case against us. We are trying to empower our people. We are trying to empower Biafrans. This is what this match is about, the empowerment of Biafrans. Because we have been marginalized. Since the inception of Nigeria, it has always been about marginalization. We have been so marginalized that we don't even know which Nigerians, typical Nigerians don't even know which way to go. They don't even know if they are going forward or they are going backwards. And Biafrans are at the receiving end of this marginalization. Okay. Let me go to the last caller. Somebody just called me now. Mazi, you are live on Radio Biafra. I'll give you 4 minutes.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Mazi Sochima.
Yeah, you have 4 minutes. Go ahead. Introduce yourself and your opinion. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Uchechukwu. I'm calling from Biafran land. Yeah, Mazi, I just want to let all the Biafran know this morning that these Fulani herdsmen, you know, these people never give up. These people haven't stopped yet, and using their cows to trample down on our farmland, to kill, to destroy the crops of Biafrans in their farmland. These people won't stop. These people haven't given up. These people doesn't want to give up from their evil ideology of destroying our crops. Mazi, an investigation should be carried out. These people are still destroying our farmland, roaming all over our farmlands with their cows. Mazi, we cannot take this. This is evil. It's unacceptable. It is not in our Igbo culture to use whether goats or your livestock to destroy people, to invade people's crops. So we cannot take it. We will not accept it. We will call out what it is evil. Mazi, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. The truth is, once you see them, call the Eastern Security Network, give information about this, like you described it, evil. Is not allowed in our land. And we know that the Eastern Security Network are doing an amazing job in order to curtail that. So what we have realized that they do is to bring them in through the road, bring these terrorists through the road, Dangote trucks and the rest of them use it to bring them in. And we are calling on every Biafran, because security is actually the responsibility of everybody. We know that. So, and this means giving information, right information. When you see them trampling on somebody's property, don't say, oh, it's not mine, it's not my farm. Just give a call to the leadership and the necessary action to ensure that our land is safe will be done. Okay, as we bring this program to an end, let's listen to this.
By Fulani guys, so they pretend to be. Okay, my name is ABJ Korea. I think last year I was attacked by Fulani guys, so they pretend to be workers in the estate to get information. You understand? So unfortunately, they came to my house to attack me. I was shot several times. That my bone was shattered. There's this picture from my incident. So I played the case up and all. Police was just gambling with it. I even went after one of the guys after they discharged me from hospital. This was when they discharged me from hospital. So I went for the guys. Arrested the guy and then hand them over to police. Because it's just one of them. This guy shoots me, bro. But yeah, what? Yani, now you won't kill me, ba? Yeah, so I reported the case to. I used to feel like I have connection until Nigerian happens to me. You understand? I reported the case, followed it up, even with lawyers. You understand? Nothing happened. They later released the guy. What they told, I went to the CRU unit in headquarters here to go and report and tell them that this is how they handled my case. And they were like, since I'm an evil guy, I can't get justice in Nigeria.
It shared his personal story. So
I was hearing this guy was saying that religion, this, that. The guy told me, the officer told me that I can never get justice. That because don't I see videos of online that if they catch these Fulani guys, they always cover their faces. But other guys, other criminals, they catch them, they put their face on the media and all that they are the one that own Nigeria. That they are not the one ruling, but they are the one controlling Nigeria. That's what they told me, that I should leave it for God. I said no, even if you take my life.
So who says this now? Is it the Nigerian police?
Yes, the Nigerian police. Okay. The CRU department. If you feel like you have
from the first PRO.
Yes. If you feel like you have connection, you can go and you will end up laughing Nigeria. I'm sure. You understand? Go on, please. So, and again, these issues of insecurity, when something happens to you, that's when you pay attention to your environment. You understand? I just find that a lot of people are being affected with this insecurity. Even close to my estate, last month, they killed this man. took his wife, demanded ransom of 1 million naira from the family. 1 million naira, you kill someone who just finished building his house. You understand? After congratulations, next in RIP, and Nigerian police is not even taking it serious. Okay, I think yesterday, I told you yesterday, I went again to meet a very high profile officer. We're still on the case. The next day they said I should write petition. You understand? But I've written all the petition. I even recorded our conversation with him because this time I'm not even scared. People are like running from Nigeria and do this, that. Me, I'm not ready to run. You understand? It cost my life for them to shut me up. It's fine. I don't care. You understand? But I'm going to speak out and let people know what's going on in the country.
So when this happened, were you home when they came to attack you?
Yes, I was home.
Okay, how many were they?
Okay, the people that came into the house,
Yes.
they were more than 30.
Yeah, okay.
They were more than 30. The people that came into the house, they were fully armed.
Sorry. What time did this happen?
Around 7:30
In the evening. So,
even before they even shot me, police was around. Police was demanding that you have to pay them 5,000 naira for each bullet you waste. Like, does it make sense? You understand? I have to even face my fear.
Okay, thank you very much for being part of this program. This is where we draw the curtains. Remember, this program runs every day from 5 to 7. The next broadcaster is already waiting. Don't go anywhere. Ndewo Chineke.
N'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee eziokwu mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị Biafra onye na Chineke na ihe n'ikpuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbagba ebe niile dị iche iche onye na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke niile etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa anyị wee na-etoghị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi nara otuto na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ise